Hi everyone and welcome to today's video. Today I am reviewing an item from Nock Co. Now I've wanted to review Nock Co items for a while, and for one reason or another they have sort of missed the channel, and I've been really lucky that Nock have sent me out this case to review. This is the Sinclair. It's a 3 pen case, a notebook case, and they sent me out a couple of other little bits, some little dot dash pocket notebooks, and then they're not in the packet anymore, but a set of 50 note cards, which I'm going to be quickly showing here as well. But let's get started. Nock Co. This is the Sinclair, the zippered 3+1, which is the notebook. So the Sinclair features 3 pen slots on one side, a memo book pocket on the opposite, and room for a few accessories in the middle. Everything is held securely with a zipper across the top half for a beautiful functional pen case. And that's Brad and Jeff. Load it, share it, and that is #NockShots. Now, Nock is made in USA, all handcrafted in Georgia, and Brad is known to many within the fountain pen industry through Pen Addict and stuff like that. Great guy. So if you are familiar with this brand, you'll know how good they are. If you're not familiar with them, check them out. There are a few distributors around and retailers who stock these, but really great products. As I said, this is the zipper 3 pen and notebook case. This is the violet and raven version, so the inside of this is black. You can also get a blue with a lime green internal, and then the forest, which is a darker green with a bright green internal called Kelly. Now the exterior, this stuff goes way over my head, but if you know, you'll know what I'm talking about here. Okay, the exterior is 1000D nylon with a DWR coating. The DWR coating means that it's water repellent, not water resistant, but water repellent, which is excellent. The interior is nylon pack cloth. So that's the basics of that. The zip here, double zip, which goes, as I said, around the top half of the case, opening up and allowing you to open through there. Now you can see I've got a few extra bits and pieces. This is my standard sort of carry with this case. It's got 3 pen slots on this side, a little bit of room in the middle here, and then a notebook slot here on the other side. You've got a little logo label there with the branding on it. It's got excellent sewing, all sort of hand sewn. You can see that it's all beautifully, straight and well done, and the zip is sturdy, and it is just a really solid, beautifully made and functional case. I'm going to go over a few things like what it fits in it. That's the the basics of what it is. The size is 4 inches by 6.25 inches, which is perfect for small notebooks like the Field Notes and a couple other brands which I've got here, which is the 3.5 by 5.5 size. So what's not to love? Okay, let's go over a few of the options. So as I said, this is my daily carry of this case. So I carry here a Pilot 70 Custom 74, a Visconti Homo Sapiens Bronze Age, and a Pelikan M805. So a couple of not small pens in that case. I also tucked down in the middle pocket here a Lamy Safari, which was my work pen, a Palomino Blackwing pencil, a little baggie of Lamy cartridges. This is the pen I literally use at work. Easy, just chuck a cartridge in. And then a notebook size, I have 2 notebooks in here. I have one of the Nock Co little dot dash notebooks, and then a Lockbee which uses Tomahawk River paper, a little pocket journal. This is one I've carried around for quite a while. It's copped a lot of abuse recently, but recently it's been living in here, and it's very secure and safe. And this is Field Note size, so this is that 3.5 by 5.5 size. Now you could probably, there are quite a range of different brands of notebook you could put in here. A couple of things I just wanted to show you was how it functions with a even bigger pen and with a smaller pen. So let's start with the smaller pen. Here I have a very small pen. This is the Enso XS fountain pen, copper version. If I put that in the pocket in there, it goes in like, you can see where it goes down to, so it's well within the pocket. The issue of that, of course, is getting it out. So I'm going to massage it out from the bottom of the exterior of the case, which is what I've done a couple of times, carrying that pen. Actually, what I tended to do with this pen was, of course, you could clip it over, which is handy. with any clip. I don't tend to put the clips over, I tend to tuck the clips in. Or if I had another pen in here like this one, what I would actually do is I would clip it on the outside there. So it stays nice and secure in the case. I don't lose it. I always know where it is. Let's now look at it with a bigger pen now. I've got the Jinhao 159, which is inspired by the Mont Blanc 149, and that fits beautifully in there. You can fit pens up to about the 6-inch length, and you still get plenty of space there for it to zip up. Now, if I just for the sake of the exercise, put a couple of extra pens in this middle compartment in there, like you can see, you can still fit quite a lot of stuff in this case, and it will still zip up. Of course, you're adding like width to it, but you can actually still keep it in there, which is like, there's a lot of space in that middle compartment. And for me, that is the one of the biggest strengths of this particular case, is that compartment, that space in the middle there. It's just so handy. So while we've stopped here, as this is a review of the Sinclair, I wanted to focus on this, but I want to talk about the notebooks and the note cards. So I'm going to start with the note cards. So these come wrapped up in plastic, of course. 50 note cards. This is the index card, basically. This is, you get for $6 you get a pack of 50, and this is the lined and blank version, and it comes with a couple of, I think there's a couple of different rulings, some with dot grid and stuff like that. So this is lined on one side and the other side is blank, except for the Nock Co logo there. They measure 3.5 or 3 inches, sorry, by 5 inches, so smaller than a Field Notes notebook, so you could easily fit a bunch of these, you know, in this case, in that middle compartment or wherever you would like. It's a 0.25 inch line rule, and it's slightly blue-grey line with a red margin line at the top there. Handy sort of size, handy feature. It's nice to have them in this, you know, sort of a vertical version, as opposed to a lot of index cards which come ruled that way. So I like it in this format. It's good, and it's nice to have the blank option. So, you know, good for writing your lists or your notes on one side and allowing yourself to sort of you know, explore the possibilities on the other side. I have done a little ink test of these with a couple of pens and stuff, so I will show what that sort of looks like. So this is a Nock Co note card. I've used the Visconti the Homo sapiens there with Ackermann Simplicities Violette, Lamy 2000 with Jehoban Vet Amazon, the Zebra Sarasa, a Pentel Energel, a Uniball Jetstream, a highlighter there, a Palomino Blackwing pencil, a Sharpie marker, and a Retro 51. And if we flip it over, I've also done big scribbles there with the Simplicities Violette, and nothing comes through. Nothing comes through on the other side as well. There's a couple of little marks where, like the Lamy Safari, actually, Lamy 2000 actually cut through a little bit. But for the most part, I think it performs pretty well. These sorts of index cards are never completely fountain pen friendly. Cardstock is not fountain pen friendly paper. It's still quite coarse, and so ink does sort of make its way through. But in terms of, you know, like there's a bit of feathering sort of happening, but there is sort of very little bleed, and the colours still look pretty good to my eye. So, you know, if you're not using fountain pens all the time, these are a really lovely option. They're not the cheapest index cards around on the market, but they've got some interesting features. So as I said, pack of 50 of these for $6, not terrible value, but I think there are a lot of pros, you know, to something like that. The other thing as I said I had here is the dot dash. These are the three. It comes as a pack of 3 48-page notebooks. These are Field Note size. Now, as I said, I have one in here. I'll show it alongside a more traditional notebook. So obviously, a more traditional Field Notes size notebook has the spine or the binding down the long edge. This has the binding on the short edge, and it is staple bound. And so the rule is this is the dot dash. So you can see that there's all the corners are a dot, and then you've got like a dash semi-joining them up. So this is, as I said, short bound, which means you can either have it in portrait mode, like writing, you know, down the page, or in landscape mode. So it gives you some flexibility there that, yes, you can also sort of do that to a degree with, you know, any sort of notebook, but having the binding on this edge I find to be rather interesting. So they come in a pack of 3. The paper is 90 GSM and it's a 4.25 millimeter dot grid, so just smaller than the average 5 millimeter rule on most dot. And I've done some writing tests here as well. So I use Enso XS fountain pen with a generic black cartridge, Visconti Homo sapiens again. I use Faber-Castell Ondoro with Color Traveler Time for Whiskey, which is one of my favorite, like purple, red orange inks. Lamy 2000 again, Twisby Vac 700 with Visconti Sepia, the Yuka's felt tip with Diamond Oxide Blue, and then the Retro 51, the Pentel Energel Muji gel pen, just a regular everyday ballpoint and highlighter, Palomino Blackwing, and the Sharpie. And if we flip this page over, we can see a lot comes through. Apart from down here where we had like the Energel pens and stuff like that, and a lot of sort of this comes through. This is like, I think this is an improvement on the original dot dash paper that Nock used to use, but this I don't think is clearly designed for fountain pen use. I think this is really designed for sort of everyday ballpoint gel pen sort of use, and in that sense it's actually pretty, you know, good. You can see they all perform well, but yeah, not entirely fountain pen friendly, not like say the Tomol River that a couple of other brands use. But I do like this format of the staple down the side, you know, and the dot dash. So if one day they come up with a very fountain pen friendly paper version, I think these are going to be an absolute knockout, you know, and they're $10 for a pack of 3, so they're pretty decent value. So let's talk pros and cons now for the Sinclair. Now we've covered the other products that I sort of got alongside it. Cons are really limited. Like really limited. I think it's beautifully made. I think it's well sewn, all of that sort of stuff. The only con, and that's a con with any product, is the price. So this is $40 US or 55 roughly Australian. But for an item that is handcrafted in the USA, so not, you know, manufactured en masse in China, it's a functional product. It really does the job. I don't think the price is too much of a barrier, and I think you certainly pay more from other brands for similar sorts of things. But the pros, it protects your stuff. It's sturdy, it's padded. Like there is padding like in the walls of this. It's got sort of natural shock absorber from all the seams and, you know, the zips and all that sort of stuff. It's going to protect your gear. It's leather free. So if you're a vegan, if you're not interested in leather products, this is a really lovely option. The build quality, as I said, is great. Like, it's wonderful. I adore that little space in the middle there where I can store like a couple of extra pens, you know, some ink cartridges, stuff like that. Like, it is just well thought out. The function of this is one of the biggest strengths. It is function over form. So while it's not an unattractive case, I think it's actually beautiful and slim and sleek, and it fits beautifully in bags and things like that. The functionality, tick, tick, tick. It's not fancy. It's simple and it's great. So this is the Nock Sinclair 3-pen and notebook case. This is the violet version. I think it's a real winner at $40 US. I think it's a pretty decent. It's got good size. As I said, excellent functionality. So thank you for watching. I hope you found this video interesting and useful. If you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notifications button if you want to stay up to date with the videos that I produce. Please feel free to get in touch using any of the platforms listed below. You can find me on Instagram or Twitter at @the_offstage_me, or you can contact me on any of my videos here, or drop me an email, which is listed down below. If there are products you think I should be looking at, or if there's a way you'd like to support the channel by sponsoring a review or providing an item for review, once again, my thanks go out to Nock for providing this for review. If you do want to support my channel, get in touch and let's see what we can do. In the meantime, enjoy your pens and all the associated accessories, and I will talk to you soon.